Air travel in Africa has always been dominated by foreign airlines, with limited options for affordable and reliable flights across the continent and beyond. Yet, from this landscape, a Nigerian airline emerged to challenge this status quo. Air Peace. In this story, we explore how Air Peace, founded by Ifechukwu Onyema in 2013, went from a domestic carrier to an international powerhouse, not just changing the face of Nigerian aviation, but also carving a new path for African airlines in the global skies. For many years, African travelers faced hurdles such as inflated ticket prices, lack of connectivity, and reliance on foreign airlines. Air Peace's vision was to break these chains. With a focus on service, safety, and affordability, the airline would not only revolutionize air travel within Nigeria but would eventually take on the world. Let's take a closer look at this remarkable journey. Founded in 2013 by Ifechukwu Onyema, a passionate businessman with a vision, Air Peace's mission was clear: to bring affordable, safe, and reliable air travel to Nigerians. Initially, the airline focused on domestic flights within Nigeria, serving key cities such as Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Enugu. In an environment where air travel was often perceived as a luxury, Air Peace quickly gained a reputation for offering competitive pricing without compromising on safety or comfort. The Nigerian people responded enthusiastically, flocking to Air Peace for its punctuality and customer-first approach. One of the key drivers of Air Peace's success in these early years was its commitment to fleet modernization. By acquiring modern aircraft like Boeing 737s, Embraer E195-E South, and soon, long-haul aircraft, the airline not only increased its capacity, but also ensured that passengers would enjoy the highest standards of service and safety. With each successful year, the airline's domestic routes expanded, creating more jobs, boosting regional economies, and enabling Nigerians to travel more freely across the country. However, the team at Air Peace was already planning for a much larger vision and international network. The road to international flights, however, was not smooth. As Air Peace began to dream of expanding beyond Nigeria's borders, it encountered numerous challenges. First, the global aviation industry has historically been dominated by foreign carriers, making it difficult for African airlines to gain traction. Regulatory issues, limited access to prime international routes, high operational costs, and fierce competition were all major hurdles that Air Peace had to face. For example, gaining permission for international routes from both Nigerian and foreign governments involved lengthy negotiations and overcoming several bureaucratic obstacles. Despite these challenges, Air Peace's leadership remained focused on its goal. The airline understood that to succeed, it had to offer more than just affordable tickets. It needed to provide quality service, flexibility, and reliability that would compete with the best in the world. Through strategic alliances, improved operational efficiencies, and a laser focus on customer satisfaction, Air Peace weathered these early challenges. The airline also invested heavily in its workforce, ensuring its team of pilots, flight attendants, and ground staff were well trained and equipped to meet international standards. As domestic success was secured, Air Peace began its international expansion by focusing on West African destinations, including Ghana, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. These routes were vital stepping stones in establishing the airline as a regional player and testing its operational capabilities on international soil. The first major breakthrough came when Air Peace launched its flights to Dubai and the United Arab Emirates in 2017. This move was significant, as Dubai had long been a hub for global travel, and there were limited direct flights from Africa. The success of this route was not just a testament to Air Peace's reliability, but also its commitment to providing Nigerians with more affordable options for international travel. With this success, Air Peace began exploring longer-haul flights, and in 2019, it secured routes to China, India, South Africa, and the United Kingdom. These new destinations opened doors for Nigerians and other Africans who would no longer have to rely on foreign carriers for these routes. One of the most notable milestones was the launch of the Lagos-Johannesburg route, which disrupted the monopoly long held by foreign airlines and allowed Air Peace to offer competitive prices and increased frequency on this critical route. Air Peace's expansion has had a profound impact on African aviation. By opening direct routes to global destinations, the airline has not only made travel more accessible, but has also stimulated tourism, trade, and economic cooperation between African nations and the rest of the world. Before Air Peace's international routes, African travelers were often forced to pay exorbitant prices for flights on foreign carriers or endure long layovers in foreign hubs. Air Peace changed that by offering affordable, direct flights to major international destinations. The ripple effect has been significant, encouraging both inbound and outbound tourism, enhancing regional business, and making Africa more connected to the global economy. Air Peace has also been instrumental in changing perceptions about African airlines. Traditionally, the industry was dominated by international brands, but Air Peace proved that a homegrown airline could not only compete, but also thrive on the global stage. This success has inspired other African carriers to strive for similar growth and innovation. In addition to expanding its network, Air Peace has played a critical role in strengthening Nigeria's aviation infrastructure. The airline has partnered with local authorities, aviation bodies, and other stakeholders to improve the country's airports, enhance air traffic control systems, and ensure safety standards are met. Beyond infrastructure, Air Peace has focused on developing the human capital needed to sustain growth in the industry. The airline has invested in extensive training programs, producing a new generation of Nigerian pilots, flight attendants, and engineers. This has been crucial not only for the airline's success, but also for the development of a skilled workforce in Africa's aviation sector. Air Peace has also been instrumental in promoting regional aviation hubs, creating connectivity that allows passengers to travel more easily across the continent. This effort is essential for the growth of African aviation, as it paves the way for more intracontinental flights and strengthens the regional economy. Air Peace's journey from a small domestic airline to an international force is a story of vision, perseverance, and innovation. The airline has not only transformed air travel for Nigerians, but has set an inspiring example for other African carriers looking to compete on a global scale. The dream that once seemed impossible is now reality. With each new international flight, Air Peace is reshaping the future of African aviation. The airline's success proves that African skies belong to Africa and that homegrown carriers can rise to meet the demands of a globalized world. As Air Peace continues to expand its network, enhance its services, and invest in its people, the future of African aviation looks brighter than ever. The journey is far from over, but one thing is clear: the skies are wide open for African airlines, and Air Peace is leading the way.